Gab, what happened to the 32-team World Cup, Club World Cup, sorry, and FIFA's big plan to have it in the US in 2025?
So obviously, this was part of Gianni Infantino's plan. Originally, I think, they were going to have one in Brazil. Then they went away from it, and then this is something that UEFA don't like because they think it might detract from the Champions League.
Yeah.
Equally,
It's a lot of clubs for a Club World Cup.
well, FIFA's for the US is a very big country. There's lots of teams that are in the real World Cup. The idea from FIFA's perspective is we got rid of the Confederations Cup. Let's go and do this instead. The ECA, the European Club Association, met here, and obviously, not saying clubs in the rest of the world aren't important, but without the ECA, you don't have all the money and the interest because the ECA is what brings you Real Madrid and Manchester United and whatnot. Infantino didn't raise the subject supposedly because he didn't want it to get knocked down. I think it'll probably happen. It has to be done in such a way that UEFA are okay with it.
Yeah.
So they don't see it. I think if it's something every 4 years.
Okay, the question I have is why do you go straight from, so why is it now 6? Is it 6, something like that?
Yeah.
Because you've got 6 to 32. Why don't you try, I don't know, let's say 12 to start with, and then maybe you can go
Why
to
not 16? So it's a nicer number.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean? Like, why is jump straight from 6 or whatever it is to 32 and change, which would change the whole dynamic of the season for a lot of those clubs?
No, because it wouldn't be during the season. It would be in the summer. It would be the
no,
summer.
Sorry, sorry.
I mean, it would mean that basically, ultimately would mean that instead of clubs going on tour in the U.S. and in Asia, the ones who qualify would play here, and they would be paid a lot of money for it. And obviously, because you can't have 16 European teams, right?
Yeah.
If you have 32 teams, you could maybe have 12, 13, 14 big European teams, which means you then make a whole load more money, and then you can distribute, and FIFA have more money to give away. And the way FIFA officials get elected is they do things that generate money. But by the way, FIFA lose money on everything that they generate except for the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
So that was the thinking behind it. I just think you have to think it through, and there has to be a détente. There has to be some kind of peace between, obviously, South America and Europe on one side and FIFA on the other.
Yeah. Sounds complicated to me, but that's it.
Speaking of Club World Cups, I think it's far likelier, Jules,
Yeah.
that we're going to get a women's version before that.
Wow, okay.
Are you also? It's all too complicated.
No, I mean, yeah, but they would not be 32 teams, right?
No, I don't know. There might not be 32. Maybe there's 16.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think this is
something.
the game. I think this is something that would be fantastic.
It would be great.
Because it's not something that would be dominated by the European clubs. In fact, my women's soccer, my WOSO sources tell me that most NWSL teams could more than hold their own against the top European
100%.
sides.
I think to grow the game, this could be very, very important.
And I'm told it could happen even, obviously, the Women's World Cup next year in 2023. As early as 2024, they could be doing this. You'd have to figure out where in the summer, whatever,
how you qualify. And
I think this would be really, really cool. You get, I don't know, maybe you get like the top 4 from NWSL, maybe the 4 semifinalists from the Champions League. You get a couple teams from Australia, a couple teams from South America, a couple teams from Asia. I know there's going to be differences in
but
levels,
I'm with you completely.
But this is the way forward.
Yeah,
and I want to know. I want to know what the best women's club team in the world is. Don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big advocate of this.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.